the second session, second speaker, which is Mr. S. Vinoth Kumar, Associate Vice President, Hyundai Motors. Mr. S. Vinoth Kumar is a BE Mechanical from AC Tech, Alagappa Chettiar College of Engineering and Technology, Karaikudi, and has done his management from Indian Institute of Management, Trichy. From 2005, he's been managing powertrain, trim, electrical and electronics, BIW, chassis, module at procurement division at Hyundai Motor India Limited, currently responsible for sourcing and development of BIW, chassis, and module parts. Supplier quality assurance for all commodities, so it's no one better than him to talk about quality assurance. Supplier sustainability management for entire supply chain. He's Associate Vice President, and NIQR takes pride in presenting Mr. Vinoth Kumar for this session to you, and so is our customer.
Good afternoon, one and all present here. First of all, let me express my sincere thanks to NIQR for inviting me as a speaker in their 18th Global Quality Convention. Thank you. As you are aware, auto industry is currently passing through a very dynamic market situation, especially the passenger car industry. This particular topic, innovation in quality culture, is more apt to the current situation, where we are trying to differentiate our product in all aspects. One is that quality. We are taking our customer in a new total quality journey where we want to differentiate our product, thereby take a competitive edge. So it's a right topic. Let me move on to the next slide. So as you all are aware, auto industry is passing through a disruption phase. In any disruption phase, we could see like a threat of new entrants used to be very high. See, many people enter the market and challenge the incumbents in way of bringing in new technology, and even they used to come with a new, altogether new business model. This is the kind of disruption auto industry is passing through. Generally, during this end of this disruption, we could see the incumbents will get replaced by the new entrants. This is the kind of threat we are all facing in this current dynamic market situation. Where auto industry, we could see like the total business model itself is changing. Earlier, we used to call ourselves as an auto OEM, and we produce and supply passenger cars. Now we call ourselves as a mobility solution provider. That means literally, we are moving from a product market to a service market. This is the kind of business model change is happening currently. And auto industry is very much in the government agenda, which we could able to witness through various incentive schemes, which government is helping us to boost this industry, like PLI, FAME, ACC. Also, government is signing various FTAs with a different part of the world so that it can boost the auto exports. This is the kind of incentive government is taking, which definitely shows that it's very much in the government agenda. So this industry is privileged for that. And as you all are aware, auto industry is operating in a very stringent regulation. So whatever we do, we have to be very specific. Like regulation in the imports, safety, recall policy, and stringent regulation in importing the components through various quality control orders, and upcoming cyber security policies, which we are expecting by the year 2027. So this is the kind of regulatory environment we are operating. And as you all are aware, in the fuel side, we are moving from ICE to EV and passing to the hybrid. And finally, we may land up in H2 solution. This technology disruption is happening. Earlier, if you see, we used to have one control system in a car. Now we are moving to a software-driven vehicle. This is the kind of disruption happening in the technology, and the emission side, we are moving towards BS7. And finally, we are targeting to become net carbon zero as a country by 2070. As a OEM, Hyundai is targeting by 2045. This is the kind of disruption it's happening. Generally, during this disruption time, we have to sense the signal so carefully and strategize accordingly so that we will remain competitive in the current market. And we should exploit this disruption and diverse in the different market. This is the kind of opportunity we are in now. So this slide shows the value chain. See, as introduced by our chair, you can expect the quality innovation from supply chain from my side, because I'm a hardcore procurement person taking care of supplier quality. This is the value chain of the passenger car industry, where procurement used to be one of the supporting division. See, if you see, like, in the last decades, last several decades, we have picked up the mass production techniques, and we developed a very good supplier ecosystem. So now, procurement has emerged as a major value contributor. We contribute almost more than 70 to 75% by value to the passenger car industry. So is the quality also. The supplier quality defines the final quality of the products. This is the kind of contribution the procurement and the suppliers are doing in this passenger car value stream. So, having talked about this, let us see where we stand on the digital side. So, digital mastery is one scale where we can map the different industry in 4 different quadrants, keeping 2 major things in criteria. One is the digital capability, that is, we rate the industry based on the adoption of the digital level. And second is the leadership commitment, which we call as the leadership capability. Obviously, we will try to move towards the digital mastery, where the adoption level should be very high, and the commitment for digital transformation used to be very high among the leaders. So this is the quadrant, which is the 4th quadrant. Generally, all of us will try to move in. But if you see the manufacturing industry, where the auto industry falling in, it's somewhere in the beginner stage, where we could see like the leadership commitment is very high and adoption level is very low. Since the auto industry is coming as a subset of manufacturing industry, maybe if we do only auto industry survey, we may be slightly in another way. But still, there is high scope for improvement. If you see the digital adoption level in the manufacturing side, you can see most of the digital adoptions, whatever is happening, it's happening on the production side, like in the manufacturing side. And very little adoption is happening in the supply chain side. So there is a very big scope for us to work on the digital innovation and the digital adoption on the supply chain side. See, now let us see like a supply chain in auto industry is a very long chain, where it has a different layers of people who are contributing to our supply chain. As a OEM, we are the consumer product producer. We produce the cars and we supply to the end customer. And we have the tier 1 suppliers. Mostly the tier 1 suppliers used to be a module supplier, most of integrators, or a system supplier, or a big component supplier. These people sit in the first layer, which is the tier 1 supplier, and tier 2 supplier are predominantly a component or subcomponent specialist. And these tier 1 suppliers are mostly, we depend on building robust quality systems. Systems should be very strong in the tier 1 suppliers. Whereas tier 2 suppliers are generally the process specialists. They have to be very strong in the process. And finally, tier 3 and beyond, it's used to be more of raw material supplier. Each area we have to approach in a different aspects as far as the quality innovation is concerned. So there are 3 areas which we need to focus. First thing is the automation, where we need to have an end-to-end POK system and high level of automation through robotics and SCADA system for taking data-driven decision making. This is the kind of adoption level we are looking. And all these things should not operate in a silos. It has to be connected in each cases. Like it has to be connected by IIoT and cloud computing. And we are looking for a traceability side. Like if I could able to, if in one vehicle is a problem, I could able to trace back the component till the raw material stage. This kind of traceability we are expecting, which is possible only due to the digital adoption. And finally, the decision making in auto industry is key. So data-driven decision making is key for our success, where we are looking for a big data analytics and AI ML adoption and digital twin, adoption of digital twin, especially in designing the components. So let me see where, as an industry, we stand in the supply chain side, on these 3 factors, which is automation, connected, as well as the data-driven. If you could see in all these three areas, as a OEM, we excel well. But even in the OEM side, the data-driven decision-making, still more scope is there for improvement. Whereas it's fading out once we go down into our supply chain. That's a cause of concern. And on the other side, we can say there is a more opportunity for us to exploit that area so that we can able to give an innovative product with a good quality to our end consumer. So now let us come to the topic. So generally in auto industry, what we see, we look for an incremental growth. It can be on the cost or quality. Everywhere we used to look for an incremental growth, where we used to enhance our performance with respect to time. Compared to last year, we'll expect 10%, 20% improvement. This is the way we do. And always, we'll be so proud to be industrial average or above industrial average. Sometimes we'll be more proud if we are leaders in that aspect. But having seen this kind of innovation is happening in the auto industry, these kind of incremental quality improvements is not enough to sustain in this disruptive phase, where we need to improve our quality performance in the multi-fold, so that in a short span of time we have to leap forward. That's the only way we can able to sustain in this disruption phase. So now let's see how we can do this. See, generally, having experience in the procurement, I strongly feel there are the three areas of the quality as far as the component system is concerned. One is that design and development quality, which happens during the development stage. Next is the process quality. And finally, it's a field quality. These are all the three areas we have to do. All these three areas, we have to address through the entire product cycle. That means our product development cycle starts when we fix the model, then followed by proto stage, pilot stage, pre-mass production, till end of the life of this vehicle as well as the component. Till this EOL time, all these three areas contributes a major factor, and the quality is a cross-functional activity where various functions are coming into force. Like if you see sales marketing on the product planning side, procurement on sourcing, development, and production for manufacturing the final product, and quality management, they have to be throughout this process from the development till we go for a scrappaging of the vehicle. So this is literally a cross-functional team where each people have to contribute their part to deliver a final good quality to the customer. And more we address these issues in the earlier stage, less will be the impact for our organization. Otherwise, the impact will be multifold. Now, I'll be touching on these three areas, which we talked about, design quality, then process quality, and field quality. These are the three areas where really we need to work more to deliver the final good quality product to our customer. So generally, in the design and development quality, it's in the 6th phase. That's in the concept stage, planning stage, prototyping, testing, and validation. You may be surprised, me touching this topic. Generally, on the supply chain, generally you feel like, this is the job of the OEMs. OEMs produce, that is, design the product and give the drawings to the supplier. So supplier has a responsibility to develop the parts as per the print. These are all the olden days. Now, OEMs want to focus more on their core capability, and we want to innovate our own cars and move up in the technology ladder. So these activities on the component level is of late offloaded to the suppliers, where most of our component, if you see in the last 2 decades, slowly has become a given drawing, that means our drawing, to a proprietary design. So the old responsibility of developing, designing a right product or the right part or a system lays on the supplier, and more responsibility for the supply chain. So all these 6 stages has to be digitally connected, so that the output of one should be an input for other, and it should be a closed loop system. And all the things gone wrong and things gone right has to be captured properly, so that this system should be so fine-tuned, and we should be able to design a product considering all our concern in the process, field, and it has to be addressed in the design stage itself, so that we will have less workload in the later stage. This is the kind of expectations we are having with the supplier on the component side, component design side. This itself is not, and this is possible only through digitalization, and we have to go beyond that, especially as earlier speakers spoke about digital twin. Especially for the safety and critical components, we have to adopt this digital twin, where we need to capture the data from the real model and apply on the virtual model, and we should be able to identify all the performance and other quality-related issues virtually, and that input has to be used in our designing of the product. I'm happy to say that many of our suppliers started following this, especially in HVAC system and in the steering system and all. We are using this. So this is helping us to minimize the issues at the design stage itself. So next, this is a very important topic, which is the process quality. See, as we all know, this is how we are taught. The process quality depends on the 4M process: man, machine, method, and material. Generally, we used to give input, and the process, it is processed, and we get the final product. And we keep fine-tuning this process to optimize the process with respect to the cycle time or the quality. This is how we do. And what generally we do is we take the output, and our supply chain or suppliers are very much concerned about FTT. So they say first time through should be very high. Once we go through the end of line, we see there is a defect, and again we analyze the defect and correct our process. This is how we do, and predominantly if you see, this analysis takes a lot of time, because the data acquisition in our process is not enough. So this analysis takes more time, and since the analysis takes more time, it's not so accurate also. Many times adoption also takes time. See, nowadays customer don't give this much time for us to address any issues. Either it can be in process or field. So this has to be speeded up. This is only possible once we increase the level of data capture which we do in the process. See, now we are working on this, increasing the data capturing at all levels. It's not only in the end of line. See, the data capturing should have in all the level, and the data capturing has to be come back in the loop of the system. It has to be automated. So all the issues should be addressed automatically in the process. By doing this, definitely we can able to reduce our analysis time, and we can reduce our time and respond to the market very fast. So this is a kind of process quality level we are looking in our supply chain quality. Next, this is a very important topic, which is the field quality. See, generally, many of us use car. If there is one problem, means on the day that mood spoils. So this is a kind of attachment we are having towards a car. And traditionally, if you see earlier days, we used to focus more on the safety quality. Then slowly we moved to emotional quality, which I talked before. And finally, we are going towards the premium quality. This is our quality journey which we are heading towards. If you see in the earlier days, see the defects of the vehicle in the field used to be more in the beginning time, and we used to correct all the issues slowly one by one, so that once the time matures, all the defects will get eliminated, and the customer will have less quality issues. This is the kind of traditional approach. Earlier we used to do that, but this approach has to be changed. See, now no customer is going to wait for you to address the issue till such time. They are not going to be patient, and it's going to create a lot of issues. So to address it fast, we have to develop, generate a lot of data, especially data related to field with respect to demography and geographical data, and this has to be connected with the persona of our customer. And for that, we should have a very active listening in the social media platform, where all the signals from the social media platform has to be captured. And we have to correlate the problem with respect to the region, geography, environment, and we have to generate a model and find the problem exactly, so that we can able to address the quality issues, field quality issues very quickly. See, this is the kind of data analytics we need to work to deliver a good quality products to our customer and to respond fast to the field-related issues. So by doing this, by addressing all these three issues on the design, process, as well as the field, definitely I'm sure with this digital kind of adoption, we can able to deliver a very good quality products and able to sustain in this disruption phase. Finally, just I want to talk about one thing. See, generally, we talk about consumer surplus. All of us are buying a lot of products for our own consumption or the consumption of our family. Whenever we go to the market, we don't pay to the seller what is the cost plus margin. We see what is the value he is giving to us. For the value only we are going to pay for the customer. So similarly, nowadays customers are talking about the quality cost. So by having these kind of digital adoption and the innovation culture, definitely I'm sure we can able to reduce our quality cost to a greater extent, and we can able to respond to the customer fast, so that customer can feel like he is having a consumer surplus by having our product, so that his purchase level will increase. Thereby we can able to increase our market share and our production. This is the kind of result we can expect by having the quality innovation and the quality culture in our organization. So with this, let me conclude my presentation. Thanks for your patient listening.
Greeting to all. மாற்றம் ஒன்றே மாறாதது. மாற்றம் முன்னேற்றம் தரும். Changes will improve. Small changes will become a small case, and after that big improvement will be there. Okay, this is accepted. It is also small SME companies. Small improvements அதை ஏன் ஒரு OEM கொண்ட டயர் பண்ணோம் இல்லை it will take time to acceptable. அதாவது ஒரு ஃபோரம் சேஞ்சை ஒரு இமீடியட்டாக வித்தின் ஒரு வீக் ஆர் 15 days ஆர் 1 month ஆர் 2 months குயிக்காக அக்செப்ட் பண்ணிக்கலாம். அக்செப்ட் பண்ணுறது டிலே ஆக இம்ப்ரூவ்மெண்ட் எப்படி கிடைக்கும்? இது என்னுடைய ஒரு கன்சர்ன் அஸ் எ குவாலிட்டியாக. So OEM tier 1 suppliers, OEMs. So improvement வேணும், the cases வேணும், improvement வேணும். அப்படிங்கிறது எல்லாருடைய எதிர்பார்ப்பு, எல்லாருடைய expectation. But in the expectation fulfillment, we are ready as a small scale industry, medium scale industry, large scale industry. But the OEMs but ஒரு சேலஞ்சிங்காக எடுத்துக்க ஒரு சேலஞ்சிங்காக அக்செப்ட் பண்ணி அதை இம்ப்ரூவ்மெண்ட் பண்ணி அதை ப்ராசஸ் பண்ணி அதை ஒரு கொண்டு வரதுக்கு ரெகுலரைஸ் பண்ணுறது it will take some time. Please, this is my question.
Should I answer your question?
Members present here. My question is an extension to the MSME question on my colleague put up. You're talking about digitization. All of us understand that it's very important that we move towards digitization. But you have to tell us what is the priority. End-to-end digitization is one, and making end-to-end digitization one go is a costly affair, or should we start off somewhere and then end up into the entire supply chain or into the entire production chain? I request Mr. Vinoth, you can just enlighten us on this important thing. We know it is very important, but also it is cost involved. So where should be the start off? Thank you.
Thank you. Say example, if you are having a kind of more import content, there are certain OEMs who do CKD assembly. For them, it may be more than 80% as well. And it depends on the kind of product we are having. It varies between 70 to 80% level. And predominantly, industry average, we can say it's 75%. And over the years, it's reducing through our continuous efforts in value engineering and cost innovation. We are reducing that percentage. I hope I have answered your question, right?
Greeting to all. மாற்றம் ஒன்றே மாறாதது. மாற்றம் முன்னேற்றம் தரும். Changes will improvement. Small changes will become a small case, and bigger than after that big improvement கொடுக்கக்கூடியது. Okay, this is accepted. It is also small SME companies. Small improvements அதை ஏன் ஒரு OEM இல்லை டயர் ஒன்னோ இல்லை it will take time to acceptable. அதாவது ஒரு ஃபோரம் சேஞ்சை ஒரு இமீடியட்னா வித்தின் ஒரு வீக் ஆர் 15 days ஆர் 1 month ஆர் 2 months குயிக்காக அக்செப்ட் பண்ணுறது டிலே ஆக இம்ப்ரூவ்மெண்ட் எப்படி கிடைக்கும்? இது என்னுடைய ஒரு கன்சர்ன் அஸ் எ குவாலிட்டியாக. ஸோ ஓஇஎம் இருக்கட்டும், டயர் ஒன் சப்ளையர்ஸ், ஓஇஎம்ஸ். ஸோ இம்ப்ரூவ்மெண்ட் வேணும், த கெய்சன்ஸ் வேணும், இம்ப்ரூவ்மெண்ட் வேணும் அப்படிங்கிறது எல்லாருடைய எதிர்பார்ப்பு, எல்லாருடைய இதுவும் உண்டு, எக்ஸ்பெக்டேஷன். பட் இந்த எக்ஸ்பெக்டேஷனை ஃபுல்ஃபில் பண்ணுறதுக்கு வி ஆர் ரெடி அஸ் ஏ ஸ்மால் ஸ்கேல் இண்டஸ்ட்ரி, மீடியம் ஸ்கேல் இண்டஸ்ட்ரி, லார்ஜ் ஸ்கேல் இண்டஸ்ட்ரி. பட் இந்த ஓஎம்ஸ் வந்து இது ஒரு சேலஞ்சிங்காக அதை ஒரு சேலஞ்சிங்காக அக்செப்ட் பண்ணி அதை இம்ப்ரூவ்மெண்ட் பண்ணி அதை ப்ராசஸ் பண்ணி அதை வந்து ஒரு கொண்டு வரதுக்கு வந்து ரெகுலரைஸ் பண்ணுறது இட் வில் டேக் சம் டைம். ப்ளீஸ், திஸ் இஸ் மை கன்சர்ன்.
Should I answer your question? I do understand the concern which you are facing. Please do understand the problem which OEMs are also having. Any small change. Generally, as you are aware, the PPAP approval, where we fix the forum condition. Any change with respect to the forum condition, we are having a lengthy process for approval. Even in certain cases, we have to do the engine validation and we have to run vehicle durability to the extent of 1 lakh kilometer as well. Because finally, we are responsible for the final quality of the product which our customer enjoy. So this process, it takes time. And as a OEM, we are very stringent on this aspect so that there will not be any compromise on the quality. That's the one reason which I have experienced for the delay in any change approvals. Obviously, we do appreciate the kind of interest you are taken for doing change for the cost improvement or quality improvement. This is a concern from the OEM side. But I have seen other side also. Big delays are happening because of the lengthy supply chain. You may be a tier 2 or tier 3 supplier. The change has to be applied in your next level tier 2, and he has to again put it in a tier 1, and it has to reach the OEM level. Each tier has their own validation process, and it's taking time. But obviously, I strongly believe if we are having a close communication and good relationship and frequent contacts, definitely these kind of issues can be addressed. Unfortunately, as a OEM, we have very less chance to interact with the down the level tier vendors. But obviously, we understand your concern, and obviously we are working on improving the lead time for such approvals. Thank you.
Vinoth, I will add something.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. First of all, I could not understand whether it was a question or it is kind of order. No, you're taking too much of time, reduce the time. No, that is how I felt it. It's a very good feedback which happens. Which
Sir,
is
can
true.
I, if you don't mind?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I'm here, yeah.
No. Can't hear.
Can you hear me now?
No, I am answering to the previous question.
Okay,
Please ask after I close it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. I fully agree. There are gaps in that. One way to plug the gap is that you always think of innovation, improvement, thereby improving your process and managing your cost well, always with respect to the final product. I think there are a lot of scope as well internally where you can continue to improve, where you don't have to ask anyone to approve. And that approach I feel I see only in few suppliers. And second thing is that when they give the proposal, they give the proposal only. But if it is backed by test data or simulation data, then it gives that much confidence to accept it. And third thing, like Vinoth said, once we build a rapport on and confidence, I think the process of approval becomes that much faster. All these things combined, put together, if it relates to environment, it will take that much longer time. If it relates to homologation, it will take much more longer time, Those what kind of improvement, but what you said that it takes time, it has to be reduced, I accept, but it has to come from both the sides.
See, my question to the Chinese guys were same only. How do they manage change and how can they come up with the quick products? This was asked to two people. One is Lifan, the company which is taken over by Geely, and another company which is Chang'an. They said we don't do any change. We try to make excellent product, we launch it, then every year we are coming up with the refresh models, we bring in all the change. So every 1 year they could come up with all the learning together, put in, and do a launch of a new model, unless there is a field issue. Only the recall is a concern for them. Otherwise, they are just coming up with the refresh models every year. So we will also soon go there. Thank you.
Very good afternoon. First of all, thank you all for taking your time and coming and enlightening us on your experiences and sharing your good processes to the members present here. My question is on an extension to the MSME question my colleague put up. You're talking about digitization. All of us understand that it's very important that we move towards digitization. But you have to tell us where is the priority. End-to-end digitization is one, and making end-to-end digitization at one go is a costly affair, or should we start off somewhere and then end up into the entire supply chain or into the entire production chain? I request Mr. Vinoth if you can just enlighten us on this important thing. We know it is very important, but also it is cost involved. So where should be the start off? Thank you.
Thank you. I do understand your concern. See, generally, from our side, what we say, otherwise, my suggestion to you is, you just see what is the pain point of your customer. Okay, see, you need to prioritize that pain point, and we have to address. Obviously, any digitalization, it attracts cost. See, over the year, once you ramp up the scale, definitely, it will give a benefit to you in turn. But the initial stage, yes, it's going to be, a costly affair, especially for the tier 2, tier 3 suppliers who are in MSME thing. So there, I suggest, prioritize that based on your, pain points of your customer, and look for a long-term perspective. See, it may not be, cost break-even thing within a first year or so. Definitely in long term, you just see, we are in this industry, and we are going to come up with the multiple models, and our volumes are going to increase year by year. See, factor those things and take a call on this digitalization.
Thank you.
I'm Rari here from Accurate Sales and Services. We are providing the solution for digital market, digital quality, totally digitization of quality. So as he told, because I came up, because he asked about the cost of digitization, we found that, and we are supporting many industries for digitization of complete quality control management. So it is not so costly what people feel. Is very reasonable prices are there we can put. We always feel that digitization will cost very high. I hope that we can do digitization within our budget. What do you feel about that?
Yeah, see, actually, the kind of effort you are putting on digitalization, similarly we do in-house digitalization also. See, for us, benchmark is like, your ROI should be within 2 years. See, this is the guideline which we have set internally in our organization, where we could see many of these projects are passing through that guideline. So that much potential digitalization is having. Definitely, it will give a benefit for you. And that's a 2-year ROI something, which is a general market trend.
I like to request the audience here, they can interact with us, and we provide very cheap quality. As far as digitization quality area is there, and quality management, definitely we are here to provide the solutions.
Hello? No, thank you for all this. I think there seems to be a miscommunication here. The gentleman was talking about digitization. He was answering for the digitalization. Both are two different things. Digitization is making a manual paperwork to digitizing. Digitalization is the automation of those things into digital world. So I think he was answering more for digital one, whereas it was more for digitization. I mean, I don't know whether I stand clear. Also, okay, because you have been mentioning digitization, but he was answering, okay, so fine. If it's an automation with digitalization, yeah, then it's fine.
Sir, I have a question. Please go ahead. Hello. Hello. Sir, can I put a question? So we are OEM tier 2 for the past 30 years. I have one question. Do you have to supply the quality product, or do you have to maintain the documents that we are supplying the quality product? Which is important?
Sorry, I don't understand. Can you repeat, please?
We are tier 2 OEM suppliers. What is important to supply the quality products, or to maintain the documents that we supply the quality products as?
Okay.
by IIT of Delhi.
See, I do understand things. See, generally, I have seen...
And we don't have even one quality issue the past 20 years. Is it important or to maintain a documentation that we supply the quality products, which is important? And we are a small MSME.
Okay, just to answer your question, I cannot directly answer this question, but indirectly, I can share my experience.
Yeah, please.
See, you have seen the foundry industry. This is one of the mother industry. Okay, generally, way back 1 decade before, when I was handling castings and forging, I could see industry veterans were there. See, anything, no, just they go and immediately analyze the problem and they will solve. Everything is in their plan by virtue of their experience. See, of late, slowly, this industry could not able to attract the talents because of its own disadvantage on working condition and all. And later, at one stage of my career, because I handled predominantly casting commodities, I could see a big vacuum in the industry. If there is any problem, people are struggling to find the solution because the old people have not documented it and they were operating based on their virtue of their experience. And that gap was there. So thing is that yes, we have to do the improvement fast and it has to be documented also. Both things should go hands on and then only you can able to do justice and whatever you are doing, it will be sustainable. So please don't think on the short term. On the long term, this is going to help your organization and let us do that hands on and in the faster way. That's my answer to your question, and I have literally a very good experience in this aspect, especially related to the casting industry, like a decade back.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, sir. My name is Pandian. I am from Kadir Sudhir Automation India Private Limited. I'm a small I'm running a micro unit. I love quality with innovation, but considering the on-time delivery, generally we are getting from our customer, எங்களுக்கு கிடைக்கிற டைமே வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா கடைசியில் அவங்களோட ப்ராடக்ட் டெவலப்மெண்ட்டில் கடைசியில் தான் எங்களுக்கு கொடுக்குறாங்க. ஸோ அந்த டைமில் நாங்கள் முடிக்கணும். ஸோ குவாலிட்டியோட டைம், குவாலிட்டி செக்கிங்க்கான டைமே நாங்கள் வந்து மினிமைஸ் பண்ணுறதா இருக்குது. ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி இருக்கிற கேசஸில் அஸ் அ மைக்ரோ இண்டஸ்ட்ரி பிஸ்னஸ் ஓனர் நான் என்ன பண்ணணும் சார்? குவாலிட்டி வித் இனோவேஷன் பண்ணுறதுக்கு நான் என்ன பண்ணணும் சார்? வாட் ஆர் த பிரைமரி ஃபேக்டர்ஸ் நான் கன்சிடர் பண்ணணும் சார்? தேங்க்யூ வெரி மச் சார்.
I do appreciate your concern. See, generally, I also experienced this. Like as a OEM, we used to have a target timeline for developing the components and the cost and other quality factors. And it is directly imposed on the tier 1 supplier. In turn, they put it back to tier 2 and tier 3. See, what I have experienced is like, as a OEM, we give actual reasonable time. See, in my experience, we never had an unreasonable time. No, we are giving that. See, what's happening, the inefficiency in the tier level. Say, example, if there is any delay or issues at the tier 1 or tier 2 level, and they consume a lot of time, and finally they push, or they ask the tier 3 or tier 4 suppliers to do the things faster to cover up their delays. This is what happening, but otherwise, please believe me, we give a reasonable time for development. We don't believe in pushing things with unreasonable time. We also know that if you fail, we are going to fail. But only thing, as I said, the inefficiency, the system is pushed back to the down the tier level. That's the one thing, issue. We have also experienced definitely as a supply chain responsible person, we should address that. Definitely we will address these issues. Thank you.
One question, sir. Sir, last one question.
Yeah, I think the questions are closed, I suppose, right? I just want to add what Vinoth said. That is a real problem because of various reasons that time gets squeezed and the date of launch is already fixed. So even though you say that it is a micro industry, there are a lot of ways you can collaborate with the people like through NIQR or through with the IIT. A lot of technology is available to simulate everything virtually and keep it ready. And I think most of the foundry guys are doing using the Magma software solutions, get the product right on the first time. That will help. I am not telling that it is going to cost a lot. It is not like somebody mentioned here, technology is not costly now. I think you should look at that option also. of always looking for technology to give the delivery. Yeah, that's all.
Am I audible? Yeah. Thank you, speakers. Thank you, audience, for such a wonderful attention. I'm sure some of you will still have a very valuable questions, but I think you can reach out to the speakers through office bearers of NIQR. They will be able to answer your questions better. So just to summarize, Mr. Sarangarajan talked more about service innovation other than other things. From TAFE's perspective, the service innovations and others. Hyundai, from Hyundai's perspective, product supply chain innovations and quality-driven aspects they have done. And Meenakshi covered completely about his experience on semiconductors and other industries and associations. So now, I don't want to enunciate the points that they've already covered. It will be a repetitiveness. So what I want to say is, what is the status today? When you're in business, you are already in the race. You cannot stay there. You have to be in the race. 30 years ago, 20 years ago, if somebody asked me what is in the race, some of the companies said, we want to be number one in the business that we operate upon. We want to have the largest market share. That's the other. Somebody says, I want to be better than the rest. I want to give the quality the best. All these have become cliché today. You have to say, you have to be unique. Continue to be unique. Unless you are unique, you cannot be. Competition convergence makes your product a commodity, because what's available to you, the machine, manpower, technology, access to market, everything has become so simple, so the competition convergence will make you offer a commodity product, so therefore you have to be unique. That is what is all about. All of us told me a few years ago it's an VUCA world. So they explained me it's a volatility, all that, but I didn't really understand, okay? But when the Trump came to power, I understood it's a real VUCA world. Okay, when people mention, in fact, he mentioned Trump, I have to chuckle some myself, because every day we wake up, take a newspaper, we'll have to wait for what he's going to. Somebody is asking me, in fact, I was mentioning in another meeting that, what is going to be next? What does the economists say? What does the mint say? When the kids are not doing too well in a typical South Indian context, we only say get a horoscope and check with an astrologer. That's what I think from a White House, if somebody can give an astrology of Trump, we can check with a good astrologer to know what he's going to do next. So that's the innovation. What? Yeah. So all this, how does this innovation, see, the topic is very clear, the quality, innovation-driven quality, okay? How does this innovation come into? It comes to you not by plan, it's out of crisis. When there's a crisis, we innovate. When there's a squeeze of resources, we innovate. It's not by induction, it's not by plan, it's not by anything else, it's a crisis. So what is this? You have to look out for the crisis and then innovate. Or create a crisis, mental crisis, and say there is a crisis, therefore how do I innovate and make a quality product? Question everything. Make a zero budget. So we talked about zero-based budgeting. We go back to zero and then start. Question everything. When you say there is a quality equipment, this is the methodology, this is the process, question everything. Is it still staying relevant to us? Is this the way we have to do? Is it what that customer wants? If you don't question that, innovation can never happen. We will always believe, if you look at from the quality perspective, you'll say it's been done for 20 years. It's a proven technology. We have to follow this. We can't afford to miss it. Then where does the innovation come? You have to question everything. Go back to zero. Are we doing everything which is irrelevant? That is this. How do we bring innovative culture into the company? It should be with the customer-centric approach. First, customer comes first. When you have a customer-centric approach, innovation automatically happens. How do we do? Just by making customer-centric, we've always been supplying to Hyundai, we've been supplying to TAFE, we've been supplying to, we're customer-centric. They give us a drawing. We just have to do it. It's very clear. Innovation-driven, which means product is theirs, but innovation-driven. Customer-centric is actively listen to the customers. Underline the word, actively listen to the customers. Customer will somewhere here, supply chain manager would say, we need the price reduction by 20%, 10%. We want to be competitive in the business. So we want some suppliers to support. That's actively listening. He may not tell you to reduce the price. He says, I'm facing the heat of the competition. I may lose out market share. By actively listening to it, you know you have to innovate your process and make him affordable only then you stay in the business, you be a leading supplier to him. So nobody will tell you. Cost effectiveness, any innovation, you have to draw it and say, is it cost effective? It is relevant. That is what we have to do. Sometimes, German, the problem is over-engineering. We call this word called Germans are over-engineering. More relevant today. You may be inspecting some parameter which is no longer required, but you've been doing it for 20 years. That's why I said question everything. Is it relevant? Then the innovation automatically comes in. Innovation towards customer-centric. In the process, you save time, you save money, you save technology. You do everything something innovative. That's it. So how do we innovate? How do we do this in the part of organization? Bring this as a core value of organization. Say like a quality, there's those days. You also bring an innovation is the core part of our organization. Make it a pride of organization. Don't say how many products we have launched. You say how many processes we have innovated, how many products we innovated. 3M is a company which you have to do it. GE, no longer, 3M. Look at the companies which have been innovating all through, still staying in the business because they thought about innovation a long time ago, even before all these people came into the business. Pride of it. And leadership should be involved. The CEO should be involved. And his review should be on innovation, not on just numbers. Just not on number crunching. He should be involved in a meeting, specific meeting, say, what have we innovated today? That's going to push the company towards it. Otherwise, innovation will take this back seat. Okay, people are happy with what they're doing. Only 10 years later, they'll realize they're no longer in the business. So leadership has to be it. To make customers happy, all that we have to do. And what will not work? Collaborative approach. Normally, if the innovation-driven quality comes of the innovation, who are the first people to dose it? Marketing will say customer will not agree. Manufacturer will say this cannot be made manufactured. HR will say we can't find people for all this. So it's got to be a collaborative approach. Every division has to be brought in. That's why I said leadership should be brought in and say all of us are part of innovation. We got to innovate. So that collaborative approach should be there. What should not be there? If your KRA is linked to innovation, nobody will innovate. Because if you fail, my KRA, KPA will take a beating. So we must say, set the short-term and long-term to goal people and say your KRA, KPA is nowhere linked. Innovation will fail initially. Finally, it will succeed. If you want to succeed, you got to say there's no KRA, KPA into it. I want you to encourage to do innovation. That is what we do. Fear of failure should be out. Encourage people to be innovative, not only in quality, in everything. Quality will be automatic because quality has become an indispensable part of every business. It will automate that. Innovation will also become a part of business. India wants to be a superpower. Without quality innovation, it can't be done. It will certainly be done. Sometime when somebody conducts the same seminar in 2040, we'll say India is one of the greatest innovating country in the world. That's how we want to hear it. It may not be here, but maybe our kids will hear this. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.